الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين فاطر السماوات والأرضين ثم الصلاة على رسوله الكريم جد الحسن والحسين مولانا ومولى الثقلين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين المحجلين واللعنة على أعدائهم أجمعين وغاصبي حقوقهم ومنكري فضائلهم من ليلنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه الحكيم وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا بالإثم والعدوان. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Sister, this is great opportunity for you to meet you again and address this very learned gathering and commemorate the Shahadat of Imam Hussain Islam together, so we all can get reward from Sayyida Fatima Az-Zahra Salam Alaiha. Surah Ma'idah, verse number 2, the part of the last ayah. Very good advice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to all the believers, for us. Whatever we are doing during Muharram, I like to appreciate your hard work and just give some thawab, whatever you've done, for sake of Imam Hussain. Allah is ordering in the Quran, ta'awanu alal birr wa taqwa. Help each other in goodness and piety. وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا بِالْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. They do not help each other in sin and aggression. So we have to understand what are the benefits of helping each other. What is help is, and actually how do we help each other, and if we help each other, what reward we receive from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So normally this society is developed in the form of unity and helping each other. Without helping each other, we cannot survive or exist, because a single person cannot do everything by himself. Without gaining or getting help from other people, he cannot move forward in his life. So if he wants to move forward in his life, he needs to get help from others. Because if you are not farming, then someone must do the farming for you, so you can get the food in your plate. If someone is not doctor, then he must get assistance from doctor to keep himself healthy. So this is called ta'awunu ala al-birri wa taqwa, helping each other in the piety and goodness. So this is the design of our society. But normally the people help each other for sake of their own personal benefit. Then their reward going to be limited. Because if a patient go to doctor and he receive assistance from doctor and he get help back and he provides some kind of the monetary benefit to the doctor, and there is no intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their mind, that benefit is just ended like that. But if a doctor help a patient for sake of Allah, because he is helping a human being who is a devotee of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he not only receive the fee, he also receive the reward in this world and hereafter. So number one, when we helping each other, we have to keep in our mind, we are not helping for our personal benefits, we are helping for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If that intention come in between our help, then we receive the unlimited thawab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number one, if we see and study the life of Ahlul Bayt al-Islam, we're going to find the Ahlul Bayt al-Islam from Prophet to the last Imam, their main reason of sending in this world to help the human being. There's no other reason why Allah chose them. Allah chose them to send them as a messenger, send them as a wali and imam to help human being. That's the reason he made one of them Mushkil Kusha. Besides Salawat, please. And that's the reason any person reached to them never return without getting the help he wants or is looking for. There is none of the occasion you can find in the history when any human being reached to the door of Ahlul Bayt and he didn't find the help he is looking for. So as a follower of Ahlul Bayt, we must design our life in the form to help other human beings and receive the thawab in hereafter, and also we consider true believer of Ahlul Bayt. But this is the fourth part of my discussion. Number one, what we should do to make ourselves capable to help others. This is number one, helping ourselves. That does not mean you can get your food by your own hand. That's normally people think. Help yourself means there's another meaning too. Okay. Second meaning of that is when we are helping others, what motive and what intention we should keep in our mind, and keep in our mind how the Ahlul Bayt used to help the other people. And number three, the main content is that which I'm going to give you like many ahadith. So when you are helping in different form of your life, what reward you receive, so I can motivate you whenever you get the occasion. You're not staying at home, you're going on that scenario and try to help the other people to receive the great reward for that. And finally we see the what Karbala is and why Imam Hussain called us Hal min Nasrin Yansuruna Hal min Mudhifin. Imam is calling for help. So what kind of help Imam was looking and how we help Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and we become among his true followers, and also we are going to resurrected with the Shuhada Karbala alayhi salam in Day of Judgment. So these are the four main points I try to elaborate and explain to you in shortest time, so you can receive some knowledge and my speech can motivate you for the helping among the society and helping each other. So number one, we cannot help others if we are not capable. That's true. If we are not making ourselves capable to help others, we cannot help. This simple logic. I cannot ask a 6-month-old baby to come and help me to moving the things, or year or 2-year-old person, because he's not physically capable. If I ask a math question from a person who is not knowledgeable in math, he cannot resolve it. I cannot get advice from non-doctor for my physical health. So that means we can help only according to our potential, right? So now I ask from youth, if you are acquiring knowledge, going to college, going in schools, what your intention should be. Why are you getting education? Normally they feel they are gaining education because they want to make their parents happy, they want to make themselves educated, they want to make good money and have a good life. And these all intentions are okay, but not have very ultimate reward for them. If they really go to school, I ask many of my students to, when you go to school, this acquiring knowledge is wajib upon you. Secular knowledge is also one of the wajibat upon your shoulder. You cannot run away from them. Because if you are not acquiring secular knowledge, then you cannot survive in this society. You cannot fulfill the need of society. You cannot take your responsibility coming on your shoulder. Tomorrow you're going to get married, you have to feed your family. You need knowledge. You need to make money, and you can, without knowledge, you cannot make money. So yes, you have these all intentions, but these intentions are again limited and make that acquiring knowledge wajib upon you. But beyond that, if you are acquiring some kind of knowledge which is lacking in our society, then it's become wajib upon you. And I met to Ayatollah Sistani and asked him, we very have hardship in finding a halal food, and he said it's wajib upon your society to make your own shop. If we are lagging behind from some kind of expertise in our society, then it's become wajib because we don't fall in the problems. We have to acquire knowledge which is needed for our society. We have certain kind of medical doctors needed, we have to go. Especially like we don't send the women for medical field, but they need it because if we do not have female doctors in several different like the part of medical field, then we cannot go to the women doctors for work. That is necessary. So this is the one of the part when you are going to fulfill the need of the society, you fulfilling a obligation. That means you receive the same reward or sometimes much more than that reward you normally receive when you are staying on your prayer rug and offering your salah. Sometimes equally wajib, sometimes more than rewardable. There's no doubt in that. When you go to school and acquire knowledge with right intention, your reward is going to be much more than you just stay and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, worshiping is necessary. We cannot run away from that. That is one of the obligations on our shoulder. But besides that, you have to acquire knowledge with the right intention. So this is one of the things. So helping ourselves, that means we have to first check what is the need of the society, and then we go pursue the knowledge, make ourselves educated with the intention we're going to help the other human being for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we are doing, then what every day we are not going to school just for acquiring knowledge. That consider a worship, you receive reward more than. That's the reason Prophet said whenever a person leave his house for acquiring knowledge, angels spread their wings under their feet. Besides Allah. Angels are a sign of mercy. This person is going to pursuing knowledge because he's going to be merciful and kind for the society. He's going to remove the hurdles and problems of the society. So this is one. There's many other, like the discussion related to that, but we have to educate our kids. So this is one thing. Number two, why we help ourselves? If we are not helping ourselves, then we cannot help others. If we are not educating ourselves, then so many occasions we lose the benefits we are able to gain it. If you remember my majalis for a long time ago, I recited here for the wudu, right? I can just quote 2 hadiths out of that. And if you know that thing, you can help yourself. How? You remember that thing and put it to practice and you receive huge sawab. One of that I said, if you just know what direction is Qibla, you face the Qibla while you performing your wuzu, Allah is going to reward you 2 rakat of sawab before you offer your salat. Just respecting the Qibla during the wuzu is one of the sunnat and mustahabat. So if you find a vanity which is facing the Qibla, you can find that vanity and face the Qibla and perform your wuzu. While you are facing the Qibla, Allah is going to give you the reward of 2 rakat of salat before you start your salat because you respected the Qibla. If we respect the Qibla and we receive the thawab of salat just for respecting the Qibla, then understand yourself, whoever born inside the Kaaba on 13th of Rajab, if you respect the Ali ibn Abi Talib, then your all ibadat going to be a huge thawab which you cannot without their wilayat. I had many subjects to choose for these 2 majalis, but I have to select something which is motivative and also have long-lasting effect for you. That's the reason I select very curiously or very selective because this is very important. Otherwise, I decide like the 2 khutbahs available. Whoever like to listen Urdu is unfortunately they are in Urdu, not in English, because I like to give my khutbah in Urdu because the majority of people are Urdu speaking. They are attending my Salat al-Jum'ah, but I have 2 khutbah just about the Ayatul Kursi, right? And there's a very huge sawab of Ayatul Kursi. I mentioned almost 40-60 riwayat. What are the benefits of reciting Ayatul Kursi, right? Among these 2, right, sawab I just mentioned for you. So you see how we have to help ourselves. If we are educating ourselves in the right direction, we receive sawab. That is the benefit. So one of them, if you finish your wudu and you recite Ayatul Kursi, what do you do? Just finish your wuzu and recite Ayatul Kursi. If you recite Ayatul Kursi after finishing your wudu, Allah is going to add the 40 years of sawab of worship in your deed book. And that's very easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You think, oh, this sawab is huge. No. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that sawab is nothing. Who is going to give you infinite sawab? infinite life in hereafter, then the thawab is still very little in comparison of the thawab He is going to give us in hereafter. But we have to collect this thawab. We have to keep in our mind how we collect the thawab and how we make ourselves a true follower of Ahlul Bayt by remembering these occasions and receiving thawab. So this called educating ourselves and receiving thawab on right occasion. One of the thawab I mentioned in the khutbah just for the sake of just remind ourselves, whoever finish the salat and recite Ayatul Kursi regularly, that thing is regular. Every day when he finishes salat wajib and recite Ayatul Kursi after that, if it's become his habit, then he not going to die unless he see his place in the paradise. That means Ayatul Kursi is huge sawab. So that means if I know that hadith is going to motivate me to recite on right time and I feel sawab, that's not helping myself. So you cannot help others unless you help yourself, educate yourself, use on right time to receive the sawab. This is one part of it. So there's a many detailed discussion. Let's go to this move on the second point, which is more important, right? So when helping other people, we think we helping other people, that means we giving something to them. We are not receiving anything. But that is not design of the life which Allah made for us. If we help someone else, we receive more than that we are giving to someone, if you have right intention. That's the beauty of our life. That is the beauty of believing in Allah and Prophet and Ahlul Bayt. I give you some examples. Now I am quoting some of these. This motivate you and you can inshallah help each other. You are helping each other. This is a beautiful society, beautiful community. They are helping each other. Because of that, they have diversity and unity together. And that is we need in America to help each other for sake of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, for sake of Imam Hussain, to receive the fruitful result in every society. You're helping in majlis, right? Because your help is not possible, right? If someone is not take care of like the center, then center not going to open on time, right? If someone is not bringing food, it's not possible. Someone not like preparing this area for the majlis, nothing is possible. Without helping each other, it's not possible. I give you a very good example. When I used to offer the Salat al-Jum'ah in 1995, we have very limited number of the people at the time in Atlanta. Right now, the community is huge. There is only one center exists at the time right now, and 9 or 10 centers are in Atlanta. So they will grow around there. They have no any kind of like the fighting among the centers. Because this is need of the city. City is big due to language, due to the farness of the place. They build centers, and alhamdulillah, I connected to all of them and help each other. When I start Salat al-Jum'ah, at the time, I wait for the 5th person to come so I can start my khutbah. That means that help is needed. That one person is missing, we miss the Salat al-Jum'ah. Still, in some centers we have 3 Salat al-Jum'ah. In one center, still they have this problem. If 5th person is available, they offer the Jum'ah. If there is one person is missing, they offer Zuhr. So that means if you go and become the 5th person among that gathering, you receive the thawab of total Jum'ah. Because of you, Jum'ah is happened. You understand? Sometimes help is very necessary. If you send money and check, if you send some kind of like the other support, none of them going to be helpful for Salat al-Jum'ah. You have to physically present. Otherwise, there is no benefit over there. You say, Maulana, I can write $500 check for Jummah prayer. I say, still I cannot establish Jummah prayer unless the 5 people are there. If you write down $5,000 or $500, it will not work. We need 5 people to establish the Jummah. Recite Sabah. When you're starting here to supposed to become your habit, start coming. You have to physically present to have this. If you're not coming physically, it's not possible. You have to come. To make Salat al-Jum'ah, you have to physically help each other. 50%. That is one of them. So in the same thing, in the majalis, everywhere, you have to support each other, help each other. Ta'awanu alal birri wa taqwa. That is actual ta'awun of each other. In bir means good deeds, and bir have very big meanings. Let's focus on that, how we help each other. So this is one of the examples. We are going to help each other, especially all bring the food. They have changed some kind of design, but it's still that potluck is one of the best thing for me, because I test all 5 countries food to recite about it. Here in Majlis, someone recite like the Marsiya, someone recite Nawab, someone recite Majlis, someone do the like the Mu'adab. They are helping each other. Without helping each other, it's not possible to we can establish the majalis for many days. So this is called ta'awun. But now when we are helping each other, you see, I'm giving something, I'm not receiving. But now I'm going to at least 10 things. When you help someone, you have to receive the better help. You're not helping other person, but actually Allah want to help you, and He inspired you to do these things, so Allah can shower His mercy upon you. You have graveyard right here, right? Buried many people. I can count, I can just mention 3 or 4 things. So if you help in this manner, what thawab you receive. One of the hadith of Prophet ﷺ. It may not be possible for you here, but it's still possible in some other manners. In our like the Atlanta, when I go for anywhere, normally I cross from the graveyard. The graveyard is like the one in one of the exit when I go south or north. Somehow I cross that graveyard. I remember one hadith from Prophet ﷺ. It reminds me of the time when I have habit to do that thing. What Prophet said: if you going somewhere and you passing through the graveyard and you don't have time, courage to move your car towards the graveyard and go and recite Surah Fatah while putting your hand on the graves, right? And if you go and just recite like this 7 times, Inna Anzalna, on the grave, while you're moving your hands from one place to another place, right? If you do so, you're not going to receive the forgiveness, but Allah is going to forgive the person who buried in the grave and also person who reciting these 7 times in Anzala on the grave. So equally reward you receive. He also get the forgiveness, and person who reciting, he also receive the forgiveness. So that means we try to recite the Anzala to giving them reward, because Allah is so kind and merciful, He is giving equally reward to us. But if you don't have courage to move your car and come and recite in Anzala, still you can go through. Keep your car on the road and pass by. But what you do? Recite 11 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad. How many times? 11 times. Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Surah Tawheed. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Allahu Samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. 11 times. And send the thawab to all the people they buried in that graveyard. What will to happen? Allah going to transfer the good deeds equal to the people they are buried in the graveyard, whatever their total like the good deeds, Allah going to transfer that much good deeds in your account, because you send a thawab of 11 qulullah to them. So you sending thawab to them, Allah is transferring the good deed equal to the people buried, or whatever their good deeds going to be transferred in your account. But you may not understand how much this thawab is. So I give you another example. If you backbite, your good deeds are transferred to their account and their bad deeds transferred to your account. Right? So we know how to transfer like the bad deed to in our account, and our good deeds go in their account. If you backbite. Opposite of that, if you want to acquire the similar, their good deeds not going to delete it. Allah keep their good deeds in their account, but Allah going to give that good deeds to us if we do this small act. It's not take too much time. Maybe less than 2 minutes you can do that. But in 2 minutes, proper attention, we do something for sake of others. If helping the people they died, they cannot help themselves. If we are helping them, Allah is so kind and merciful, He can transfer that reward in our account. So only we have to remember in the time and act on time, so receive the sawab. This one, like the very big sawab, when you move with the grave, with the like body on your shoulder, right? You're going toward the graveyard and try to bury someone. Every single step you take, every single step you take toward the grave, Allah forgive you 25 major sin and 300 small sins. So don't feel the burden. Allah want to reduce the burden you're carrying on your shoulder. To Allah give you huge reward. So pay attention to your reward. So it's not feel burden, it's feel the mercy and kindness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say loud sawab, please. These are motivations. When we helping each other, we have to have motivation. Without knowledge, without good hadith in our mind, we cannot motivate, we cannot go forward and helping each other. We have to keep these things in our mind. There's several things like that. Not only one. I can count at least 40 things related to burial. What sawab each actions bring for you, if you pay attention. Many, many things. Not only one. Everything, if you pay attention, from beginning to end, you receive lots of sawab for doing this. So the ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa is like that. That's the other part. When you teach someone anything, this especially why we be helping each other, especially educating our kids. If we are educating our kids and helping each other for them, as long as the practice on religion, we receive continuous sawab. I'll give you a simple example. I don't know you have that programs here or not, but I remind you, inshallah, especially then we normally have birthday occasions here, maybe celebrate here somewhere. If kids are 4 or 5 years old and you're celebrating their birthday, the same time you add another program with your birthday. If you have birthday, for not sake of this program, do not add the birthday. Just recite salah. That's Maulana came, he said like we have to celebrate birthday, so we are starting right now. We have the birthday already, then add this program. What is the benefit of this program? That's what I'm saying, they're helping each other, how much beneficial for us. So when they are like celebrating the 4th or 5th birthday, that's the times normally they start their actual education. Before that, like this, not very much serious. But when you start, when you're 4 and 5 years old, at that time, you have to have programs called Bismillah. Right? You used to have in our time, right? I have my Bismillah. If someone very naughty say, "Kya tumhari Bismillah nahi hui?" Salawat. Allah. Naughty people normally call by this name. They started his life without Bismillah, so he have that kind of naughtiness. So Bismillah calm them down, that's the reason. So, very important. So when you say this, what is benefit? Whenever you have that program, a muallim, a teacher, he asks that 4 or 5 year old kids to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What do you see? You see 3 benefits. Number 1, Allah opens the door of knowledge for this boy. If he had known like the knowledge in future, because Allah never write in their life, Allah can open the door of knowledge for him so he can pursue the good knowledge because of your prayers, because of Bismillah. But this is not only reward. The main reward, if this child is saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allah forgive the sin of his parents. And you remember this very famous story of the Musa of our Prophet ﷺ, when he was passing by the grave, there was punishment on the grave. After he said, now that Allah is showering his mercy, he said, what happened in that quick time? He said, because he left an orphan child and today he went to the madrasa and he started his first lesson with the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And because of that Allah forgive. But that's not only, I'm asking you to come and help in madrasa, but say if it's not who received the benefit? Parents. But when the muallim is sitting there and he is asking to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allah forgive the sin of the muallim and teacher. So if a teacher leave out, they are not looking for any worldly benefit, because this biggest benefit they are receiving, to giving knowledge to someone. But this is because of Bismillah. I remember one another hadith, remember this is my habit, and also you make your habit too. I read a hadith from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam. I go very quick, I said so many things. You have to remember every part of my majlis. Because I don't like to take you here and there. I'm very straightforward. One by one you're receiving so many things to remember that. So yeah. So that's good. So you can read. That's I don't know, I don't claim myself, but people said, when you recite one majlis, normally the matter of 4, 5, 10 majlis. Because I collect so many materials, so I recite so many majalis and put together, because I know I don't have the opportunity to come again and again. So in one majlis I can collect so many things and remind you so you can practice. So if you have hardship in your life, you want to work, your work go smoothly, you don't have problem in your life, and if you are doing something hard, you want to Allah make it easy for you, sixth Imam suggested very nice thing. What he suggested, whenever you want to do some extraordinary work, which is you feel this is hard to do it, Allah will to make it easy. If you recite Bismillah, not only one time. How many times? 19 times and start your work. How many times? Why? Because there are 19 alphabet in the Bismillah. So if you recite the Bismillah Rahman, Bismillah Rahman, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, how many times? 19 times. If you don't understand my hadith, you recite right now, then I start again. Recite Salat, please. Not for you to understand, not for me to make it understand. But I already recited in the beginning. So this is the benefit. So this is the benefit of the life. Certain things you remember yourself and do on time, so you receive the benefit of these things. So this is the philosophy only, but this other part. Do certain things for sake of Allah, receive huge sawab for ta'awunu ala al-birri wa taqwa. When we help each other, we receive great sawab. But now, this is now like religion. I can give you some stories from the life of Ahlul Bayt. If we help each other in worldly matter, still we receive lots of sawab. Now, Prophet ﷺ used to help others. He never eat food if he is not participating in that. When they are traveling from one place to another place, caravan is going, this camp it there, and they want to cook food. Prophet never allowed the companions to give him rest, and he resting and the cooking. No, he said, no, it's not possible. I'm not going to eat that food unless I participate. Then people say, okay, do whatever you is easier for you. And he picked himself something which is normally seems easy but hard. In some of the stories are mentioned, if they are cooking food, he collects wood from the forest and bring for them to help in cooking. So that is, if we are true followers of Ahlul Bayt, we never participate in any program if we are not contributing. That's the lesson from Prophet. You have to learn. Our sixth Imam is same thing. And this is one of the stories. Our Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. One day, one person, he never chose the caravan to go to Hajj because he performed so many Hajj. He never chose a caravan which know him very well, or he always go with the people they are some people they don't know him. So he can participate in all the actions. So one day he was helping cooking and helping. He was doing some small work. One person he just headed in the caravan. He knew our fourth Imam, and he asked the people of the caravan. He said, "Do you know this person? You see, this very pious person. He is very kind and nice person. He's always help us, always participate in everything and try to help us." You say, if you know him, you never ask his services for you. This who is? This is Imam Zainul Abidin. They're all shocked. This is how come our Imam can help us without we notice him, without we recognize. That is the way they have to design the Imam was helping. But this is two parts because we learn lesson from their life. But one day a person, he was doing tawaf of Khanekah. He was doing the tawaf of Khanekah, and Imam, sixth Imam was also circulating with him. And while he was doing tawaf of the city, one person asking for help. And he said, I can come back to the tawaf. He's still continuing tawaf. He called for help again, he still continued tawaf. Imam stopped him. He said, you know this person? Yes, he's my friend. So what he's asking? He's asking for help. So what are you doing? Well, I'm doing wajib tawaf. 6 Nawab say, break your tawaf right now, go help him. It's more wajib than doing tawaf. To help a mu'min, they are looking for your help. He said, break your tawaf, you can do tawaf again. But may he needs some help, you cannot provide later on. Other place, Imam mentioned one time, person is doing i'tikaf. Normally we don't have i'tikaf because there is no masajid. Especially masjid must be Jama masjid to do i'tikaf. I never did in my life. I mentioned in one of my speech because I was practicing as a doctor. I have clinic to go in morning and evening, and you have to stay in the masjid for 3 days, which is not possible for me. But many other ulama used to go there and do i'tikaf. I'tikaf you stay 3 days, especially 13, 14, 15th of Rajab. All the masajid are fully in. Normally our Sunni brothers, they do in last 10 days of the Ramadan. We can do that too. But especially at least 3 days you have to fast and stay in the masjid and just connect to yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not do anything unless you are really needed. 2 things are permissible to go and exit from the masjid. One for funeral, second for going to visit a sick person. Other than that, you are not allowed to leave the masjid. So there is one of the occasion, a person came and asked, seek for help. He said, I am in tawaf, I cannot come help. It is not 2 occasions for that. Again our Imam was there. He asked, help. He said, I am in tawaf, I cannot come right now, I cannot help you. The Imam said, go and help. What Imam mentioned, that is the main point, remember. Imam said, go and help him. Your tawaf is worship of 3 days. If you go and help a mu'min brother, Allah give you a thawab of 9,000 years of worship. In the daytime you are fasting, night time you are spending on your prayer. Recite Salat. There's actual hadith is mentioned, 9,000 years of thawab. Why? Because thawab is unlimited. I mentioned several times this. Infinite is, any number comes, it becomes 0. If he gets thawab, in hereafter is infinite. So this number is nothing. But it's still huge number. Why? Because Allah wants to motivate us to help each other, and any time we get chance to provide our services for someone, we never hesitate and neglect that occasion. We try to go and help them to receive help. That is the reason. But Prophet said, anytime when a mu'min brother intend to help other mu'min, or as long as he is helping, Allah is helping him. If you help a mu'min brother, what you receive, Allah helps you. You say this is no problem, I help someone, Allah help me, what is the difference? It is a huge difference. You help a mu'min brother according to your capacity and capability, which is very limited. Right? If someone asks for $10, you may give 2. If someone asks 100, you can give 10. Because our capability is limited. When Allah helps, His power and qudrat is unlimited. So this is very good deal. We help according to our limited capacity and we receive unlimited help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Recite Salat. So these are the points, remember. So this, we have huge things. If you, because of that, like, remember that thing. Alhamdulillah, you are normally coming in small community, whenever you know, Alhamdulillah, you all your long life, or some night. In our like the Atlanta, because I motivate a lot, I mention these things in my majalis, especially after like the burial, we have majalis at centers and people are really tired. I mention this hadith all the time. The hadith from Imam Ali Raza alayhi salam. I have very limited time, so just conclude this second section right here. Then inshallah we go to the other 2 sections. Inshallah I will complete our speech in time, inshallah. Because so when Imam moving from Medina to Mashhad, he just crossing the Nishapur and going to the Mashhad, entering into the Turs. when he entered into Tus, it's first time he is entering in this territory city. As soon as he entered into city, what he found people are carrying a janaza on their shoulder for burial. Imam came down from his savari and he started moving with the procession and just helping the people in the burial. Like the person who died, his family member, Imam know him very well and very good relationship with him. So people with Imam surprised him, Maulana, you are just entering the city, you've never been here. How do you know this person? And you're helping them like he's your family member, he's your very good friend. Imam answered very nicely. Imam said, do you think you know us if we don't know you? We know you better than you. Because every Friday all the deeds are presented to us. We know all the followers. Even they leave any part of the world. Without helping them, they cannot survive. Then Imam said, I know him because he's one of my good followers. Then Imam mentioned, this is the sawab of coming here. Because when I mentioned, we have a good number of the people present in the funeral. Because they know the sawab of that. But Imam said, if someone helps in the burial of any mu'min believer, who is believer of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, when he performed that, he buried the person, when he leave the graveyard, Allah forgive his sin. His life, he is a newborn baby, he born today from his womb of mother, like that he have no sin at the time, becomes same like he have no sin in him. That's It's a huge discussion, it's not limited. I gave you only certain things to just remember and keep in your mind how we do help each other. Especially when we helping as the Dari, we actually receiving huge sabah. As long as you see as the Dari started before Imam Hussein's alayhi salam's birth. That's one of the center gave me the subject. Maulana just recite the history of Az-Zahra. I started from Hazrat Adam and go through that all the prophets that the Az-Zahra before the death of Imam Hussain, murder of Imam Hussain, how the Az-Zahra was happened, and after that what was the procedure. So if we continue the helping in Az-Zahra, we don't receive the thawab of one majlis. This is the chain of majalis. If we break this chain, then we cannot continue with our future generation. So that means whatever coming forward, what is past, they are linked together and we are able to receive the thawab from both sides of the other. Because this is the process, this is only one thing, this is linked together. If we break this chain, then we cannot continue. The people they started, they cannot go up to we have to take this Az-Zahra till the Imam Zamana Jawat reappear. Recite salawat please. These are now, inshallah, as I told you, why Imam called us. Because this helping each other, especially in the Zahra, is very important. Very important, this third section. And any manner you help, any manner, you bring food, you recite, no harm, mercy, you spread. The smallest thing you do, don't hesitate. Sometimes you choose the things which you feel good, but sometimes you choose the small things which other people are not doing is more important. People think, okay, I can just distribute the Quran, this is good for me. After sweeping the floor, this may be someone else. Right? We don't know which one has more reward, which thing is more needed at the time. And when we see that thing, we see something small and big, but we actually want to discover in the day of judgment. Because whatever is needed and how much your intention was pure for that thing, you will receive sabab. So Ta'awun al-Birri wa Taqwa is one of the biggest example is performing the Zadari, establishing the majalis for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. On regular basis, like in Muharram or Shahadat, and also because what benefit we receive, what Imam said, if you want to live with us in heaven with same status we are there, Be happy in our happiness and be sad in our sadness. Then you will receive what thawab you receive. You receive, you're going to stay in the paradise in the same neighborhood where we are staying, means highest level of the paradise you see. Because you are continuing our azadari in the manner we want. So this is the ta'awun ala birri wa taqwa, this biggest example for us. Alhamdulillah you're doing, so I have to appreciate your work. For 12 days you're continuously coming, you are leaving your comfort for sake of Ahlul Bayt. You are changing your lifestyle for sake of Ahlul Bayt. You are not sleeping enough for sake of Ahlul Bayt. But whatever you done, Allah will reward you back in the form of health, in form of wealth, in form of forgiveness of the sin, and the best in the form of reward, ultimate reward of hereafter, which is paradise. I said also. Last part is short, I can make it short. Why Imam said, Hal min nasirin yansurna? Because Quran used two words for help. Ta'awun come from on. In tansurullah yansurkum. Second is nusrat, nasr. Imam used the other word. Hal min nasirin yansurna. In tansurullah yansurna. Whoever help Allah, Allah going to help him. So actually when we help Imam Hussain, that Allah never need help from us. Why? Because He is capable for everything. He does not need any help from any human being. But it still says, in tansurullaha yansurkum. If you help Allah, Allah going to help you. So how we help Allah? We help Waliullah, we help the cause of religion, we help Imam Hussain, we help in Azadari, and we deserve the help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mentioned one whole khutbah about benefit of Azadari. 22 benefits I mentioned last week. One listen, this khutbah. 22 benefits of Azadari. One of the benefit, Allah fulfill your dua on the first year. Because Allah promised, if you help me, I help you. So how will you help you? Whatever help you are asking, Allah going to give you. Your desire is going to fulfill. Whatever you are asking from Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you. Because you are helping us. This is the best benefit. Ta'awun ala birri wa taqwa's best example is Azadari in Mahal. Establishing salat, or performing other good deeds, educating our kids, and helping each other to at least keep our faith alive. Without help of each other, we cannot survive as a true believer of Islam. Discussion for that and remembrance of the Imam Hussain is one of the kind of ta'awun al-taqwa. As you know, when we helping each other, when we are doing this ta'awun on a nusrat, we receive the benefit. What benefit we receive? We receive the benefit. If you help today in Azadai, you're going to resurrect it in day of judgment with the Shuhada Karbala. It's not a small reward, it's a very big reward. You know, since you are a small child, you start coming in the majlis. Now, alhamdulillah, you grown, your kids are growing in front of you. You are also teaching the same thing to them. You may be alive tomorrow or not, but you still have intention to, in this first shazah, remain as we receive from our parents to give to our future generation to keep the Azadari continuing. That's our intention is. And that intention is good enough to be resurrected with the Shuhada Karbala. And many thawab of Azadari, especially when you go for Azadari, just these two things I remember. Let me just mention, I mentioned it or not. If you go for the Ashur, this is two different thawab for visiting the grave of Imam Hussain. There's a huge majlis for that, but I just got two small, very short. If you go on Ashura, stay in the Haram Imam Hussain in Shab Ashur. They spend whole night there. That night is not for sleeping. You have to stay in the Haram of Imam Hussain, do the matam or not, participate in majlis or not, regardless. It's everything additional. You receive additional sawab. Minimum is to stay in the Haram Imam Hussain and think about Karbala. What happened front of Imam Hussain. If you do so, Allah going to resurrect you in the day of judgment with the Shuhada Karbala. Allah going to count you among the 12. 72 martyrs of Karbala. That's small. That's not small amount. It's very big word. But if you go on Arba'in for Zadari Imam Hussain in the Karbala, then you're not going to die without faith. Allah going to give you reward of the true belief. Whenever someone dies with the true belief, he is going to die as a martyr and he is going to receive the salvation. Allah will forgive sin, then he entitled to paradise. These are the benefits of the Zadari. These are the benefits. If we have a Zadari here, then we motivate the people to go on the Ashura and go to the Arba'in. If no Zadari, if there is any city there is no Az-Zahra, no Zadari, people have no attention to go for Ziyarah. They are so far, they cannot come to the center located in their own city. How can they travel that far and go and visit the shrine of Imam Hussain? These are the places. They teach them to how to perform the Ziyarah of Imam Hussain. So all linked together. We all receive sawab because we are helping each other establishing the Zadari. They have a huge chapter, inshallah. If I get chance, inshallah, some other time I will read on that how ta'awunu ala birri wa taqwa is bring huge reward for us. Again, when we come to the first shaza, we shed tears, we cry. Why? The sixth answer, man baka wabka wa tabaka wa. This is a beautiful translation for that. Beautiful translation. It said, whoever cries, who make other people cry. Tabaka they translate differently, but I found a very beautiful translation. Whoever try to cry. What did they say? Whoever cries, whoever make other people cry, or try to cry, wajibat lahul jannah, Allah make the paradise wajib. Try to cry, what is the try to cry? That means this he is disassociating from the Yazid and attaching to the Imam Hussain. Emotionally. And that is the main thing. And why we emotionally attached? Because we know whatever Yazid did is wrong, and whatever Imam Hussain sacrificed, we with Imam Hussain. You know, today is 13th of the Muharram. It's past yesterday. We had Majlis here. When we had Majlis, you remember how Imam Zainul Abidin came in the Karbala to bury the Shuhada Karbala. This is very difficult to understand, but it's whatever we get the knowledge, we try to take our understanding and mind toward the Karbala and see what happening in 61 after Hijrah in the Karbala, 13th of Muharram. All the Shuhada's bodies remain on the ground without burial. Without. And you know, when intentionally they took Imam Zainul Abidin al-Salam from the side where Imam Hussein's body was left on the ground without burial. Imam Zainul Abidin saw Qayyum. When he saw that thing, his face turned pale. And Bibi Zainab was with him. Imam Zainab the next camel. What she found, Imam Zainul Abidin was shocked because he found his father is left on the ground without burial. Yazid and their like army buried there all the soldiers. Only the followers of Imam Hussain left without. So what Hazrat Zainab did, she tried to divert the attention of Imam Zainul Abidin. She threw herself from the camel to ground. This is not simple to understand. Why? Because before they mount these ladies on the camels, they tied their hands behind their neck. When their hands are tied behind the neck and they are falling on the ground, you know, they cannot get the support from their hands. The same thing when a Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamunallah came in the dream of a reciter, asked, "Oh Alim, oh reciter, you recite the Masahib of my son. You say, I always recite the Masahib of Hazrat Imam Hussain." Said, "No, I want the Masayib of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. He said, I also recite the Masayib of Hazrat Abbas. Then Fatima said, no, you are not reciting the most painful Masayib of Hazrat Abbas. He said, what is the most painful Masayib of Hazrat Abbas? He said, when every martyr he fell down from horse to ground, his hand was Hazrat Salim and he can get support from his hand. But when my Abbas is coming from horse, his hand was cut off before he fell down. He came toward his cheeks. He said, oh Bibi Zain, oh Bibi Fatima, you are reminding Alim to recite the Masayib of Hazrat Abbas, how he fell down on the ground. Bibi Zainab is facing the same tragedy when she is throwing herself from the camel to divert the attention of Imam Zain al-Abidin. Now they are carrying all the martyrs' head on the spear. When their heads on the spear, one of the spears is carried by the pulley mount on the ground. Is not moving forward. At the time they came back to the Imam Zain asking, go and ask your father why this spear is not moving forward, why mount on the ground. The Imam came forward and asked, oh my father, what is the reason your spear is not moving forward? Imam Hussain answered, oh my son, my Sakina fell down. You know why Sakina fell down? Because they tied the children on the back of the camel with the ropes. When camel moves, the back moves and ropes get loose and the children are falling down. Some of the children are crushed under the feet of the other animals, they are coming behind. But Sakina was fell down. Imam Hussain loved the Sakina. I asked, oh Zainab, go and help my Sakina. Hazrat Zainab going back. What she found, a baby, she covered in the chadar, sitting there and giving comfort to Hazrat Sakina Salamun Alaiha. Zainab said, my salam to your baby. We are really thankful. You give the comfort to an orphan, no one's helping, and give any comfort to Sakina. You are here to give the comfort. I need to know your name. So I'm going to ask a favor for you and of judgment for my mother Fatima Az-Zahra. As soon as the baby heard the name, she removed her hijab, said, oh Zainab, I'm your mother Fatima Az-Zahra. I came from Baqi to help the daughter of Imam Hussain. As the Bibi Zainab Salamun saw the mother, after all the tragedy, she remembered, oh my mother. Your Hussain killed mercilessly. Your Abbas, hands were cut off. Your Qasim, body crushed under the feet of a horse. Oh, my mother, my Akbar, died in the head of Imam Hussain. I buried my Az-Zahra in the Karbala. Our hijab is looted. We are going in the Sham as a prisoner. Say, Alamul Ladina Zalamu. أيّم القلب ينقلبون على الصعيد يا حسين 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 ज़ालिमों ने लूटा है हाय घर पैगंबर का ने लूटा है हाय घर पैगंबर का हाय क्या खजा छाई गुलशन मोहम्मद पर करबला के मैदान में खींच आ गए